The stock market has been crazy this week. I mean, in the past 5 days, we've had the Dow dropped about 2.3%, the S&P dropped about 3.88%, the Nasdaq dropped 5.6, the Russell dropped about 5.1. The question is, what can we do in this type of situation? Now, I get these questions a lot, and people talk about, how they've gotten into stocks like Nvidia and other type of stocks anyway, and they've made some money, but now they are in the red because the market is down. Now, one thing I always say is if you are worried about losing money in the market, then maybe you shouldn't be investing, because when it comes to investing, you generally see some red days and you generally see some green days. Your goal is to be able to invest in a way that you are not overly, you're not taking too much risk that will put you in a position where you lose all that you have. Investment involves risk, and that's why you need to make sure that you have the thorough understanding of what you're getting yourself into before you put your money into it, because you could lose some of your money or all of your money, depending on the type of investment you put your money into. Now, one of the recommendations I always say is, if you are thinking about investing in anything, right, try to think about the volatility that comes with. Stocks in general are very volatile. A stock can be selling for $1 today, and then tomorrow it can be selling for $5, and vice versa. And same goes to like the big companies that we know: Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Nvidia, and all this magnificent seven that we all talk about a lot. They are very volatile, and that means one day they are down, tomorrow they are up. But your ability to weather that period is what determines how well you come out when things turn around. One of the clues that lets you know that you've done the right thing is the company making money? Is it being run properly? Are there any things from the company itself that will make you worry? If none of that exists, then you shouldn't even think about the stock itself. However, if you think the company is changing and they're not managing, they're not well run, then that's where you may need to start considering changing your style of investment, maybe selling some of those investments, or reducing your position in those investments, and moving into something that is more safer or more reliable. Now, the next question to that is, if you are in the green on some of your investments, should you be selling, or should you be holding? The common question, or the common answer to that is, if you are in a situation where you believe the stock is overvalued, in this case it's beyond reasonable doubt that is overvalued, then maybe you may want to sell some of your shares in that position. But remember, you may have to pay capital gains, or tax, in this case taxes, right? And that often comes with its own price as well. Now, especially if you're invested in a brokerage account or in a taxable account. On the other hand, if you're invested in a non-taxable account or retirement account, then you may not have to worry about taxes. So your decisions may vary or may change slightly in that type of account. Now, in a position like this, where the market is down, like I said, the Nasdaq 5.6, the S&P 3.8, and Dow 2.3, what should you be thinking about? Well, I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking, okay, if I find companies that I like at a good price because they've gone down, I'm buying more of it. Yes, it may go down even further next week, it may go down further in the next 2 weeks, but I'm not thinking about it as a short-term investment. I'm thinking long-term. Now, there's some investments that I would do that are short-term, and those are options. Now, some of you may not be familiar with options, but options are generally a way for you to somewhat, depending on your time frame, try to capitalize on opportunities. A stock is running up, you want to use maybe options to make a lot of money, but remember, you could also lose a lot of money in the process as well. But options can be a short-term play for you, or it could also be a long-term. But generally speaking, I don't do much of options. I focus more on buying and holding companies that I find value in and I believe on a long-term basis. So that is my recommendation for you. Remember, if you are worried about the market, you are probably taking too much risks, and you are unable to, take your mind off the market. But if you have a well diversified kind of portfolio, right, where you say you have long-term horizon, or you have a mix of bonds, or maybe real estate, or maybe it's savings, for example, then you may not have to worry so much about the fluctuations in the market. Generally, they say that September is one of the worst months in the stock market because things tend to go on sale. So you can look at this situation or this opportunity. Again, you can look at the situation as an opportunity or as a pain in the market. But I see it as an opportunity. All right, when you find your good companies that you like, you may want to buy them and hold them for a long time. I hope that this makes sense. If you have found value in this one, don't forget to drop a like on the video. Let's see you in the next one.